Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Vishal Varya from GG Ahmedabad, and today we have with us Reshma Hanab, Ritika Ma'am, Afzal Sir from GG Pune and GG Thiruvananthapuram. And today's session is going to be a very important session for all of us. We're all marching ahead in our journey for being an innovator. So we have Ritika Ma'am and Afzal Sir guiding us for it. And Reshma has organized this session for us. Over to you, Reshma.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vishal sir, for introducing. And welcome all of you, especially all the educators who have joined us new, who have been with us for last almost 2 years now. So GEG Pune launched on 5th September, and within few couple of months, GEG Ahmedabad launched, and then the journey of all the GEG started. So within these 2 years, we realized that we have gathered so many and interacted with so many great educators like you, learned from all of you. And in my recent visit to India, I met my GEG Pune team, which was very exciting. I would have loved to meet everybody from the GEG community. And I randomly met a couple of educators when I was outside shopping at the time. And I was so glad that only looking and talking to other people online, people are able to recognize and we can interact. So thank you all so much. And I'm sure जो मैंने इंडिया में देखा the way teachers are working, जितना time दे रहे हैं in the situations that they are working, it is absolutely hats off to you all. ये all situations में आपने यहाँ तक continue किया है to share and learn. So today's session specially is for all the educators passionate just like you. तो जैसे हमने पहले जर्नी शुरू किया था कि यू हैव टू लर्न टेक्नोलॉजी दैट इज द नीड ऑफ द टाइम. उसके बाद एक एक स्टेप वी स्टार्टेड डूइंग फॉरवर्ड दैट व्हाट इज जीसीई लेवल 1 बीइंग गूगल सर्टिफाइड एजुकेटर लेवल 1, लेवल 2. वी आल्सो टॉक्ड अबाउट ट्रेनर सेशन हम लोग ने लास्ट टाइम किया था. सो जो दोस हु हैव नॉट सीन इट, प्लीज फील फ्री टू गो टू आवर यूट्यूब. We will also share the link again. So how to become a certified trainer. Now we are moving on to the next step because we have really great innovators with us. So what is Google Certified Innovator Program? So most of the details, Ritika ma'am and our guest Afzal sir is here, who are certified innovators from last year. They will share the information. But just a little bit about what is an innovator. That means Google always supports educators who are passionate about what they do or how they want to change or bring a change in your school, in your community, or any kind of education system. And especially using the technology, uh, how can you make that change? So Google helps you with, um, supports you with programs. They train you, they help you finish a project that you can launch within your community as well as worldwide. So I would like to welcome Ritika ma'am and Afsal sir for sparing time for us to share about it. So welcome Afsal sir. So a little
Thank
bit
you.
about Afsal sir. I'm so sorry to say I cannot say little bit because he is amazing. So he is a certified innovator. He is also has been providing technology consulting to all the schools in education. He guides educators in making their classrooms more effective using technology. He works online, face to face, as well as in a hybrid mode. So Afzal sir is a educator level 1 and 2. He is an innovator. He is a leader of GEG Thiruvananthapuram, and he has amazing ideas about technology. We always discuss in our mentors group. So he has amazing ways how you can have add-ons. He knows how to use technology at various ideas. He is also an Adobe Creative Educator level 1 and 2. He is a Apple teacher, a CK to 12 certified educator, a Soundtrap certified educator level 1. He's a certified G Suite administrator, Ed puzzle coach, and a quizzes super trainer. I'm sure I must have missed something, but welcome Afzal sir. We are glad to have you here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Uh, Journey with Google team, especially GEG, was very out of this life experience. Like GEG Thiruvananthapuram was going to celebrate its first anniversary, and Reshma was the person who started off along with me in GEG Thiruvananthapuram. And the journey with Google Education is something that I thought it will be a very difficult one, but step by step, it felt like very easy one. I will everyone first, when you look at the top of the mountain, it's so high and so distant, but when you start climbing up, things will be much simpler. So that's what I have to say about the whole experience with all these certifications. Once you start step by step, things will be much easier, and uh, you can see things falling in its place, and uh, becoming much easier than what you thought about. But definitely there is a lot of effort to be done, and a lot of help you require from colleagues and other teachers on getting all these things. So hats off to the great community that we are having. I, to be frank, I will not have even applied for innovator program, because I thought like it's not my, like it's so difficult, and even the form looked very difficult. But Sijo from GEG Navi Mumbai called me up and said, don't hesitate, give it a shot. And that's how I applied for it. And after I applied, I filled up the form and applied. The next person who called me up was Imtiaz, and he was in the same state. Like, I cannot apply, it's too much. Then I did the same thing that Sijo told me to him, and the matter of fact is we two are now innovators. So, it's about the community and the help from each other.
Absolutely, Afzal sir. You said it in a very short way that we are here to learn, share, and empower each other. So, along with this, I want to welcome Ritika Tyagi. So, Ritika has been in our journey for the last 1.5 years, 2 years. She's been amazing. She is a GCE level 1, level 2. She is a certified trainer. She's also a Google certified innovator. Along with that, she's an Apple teacher. So, and she has been a great support. She's a co-leader of GEG Pune and Maharashtra. She's been a great support in bringing all the community together. She's been helping teachers alongside in her school as well as outside to integrate technology in the classroom. So, welcome both of you, and you may start the session. Dr. Vishal, you have anything to add?
Yeah, so we are all waiting for to learn from Ritika and Afzal. So let us start the presentation. Please proceed.
Thank you so much, Reshma, ma'am, and Vishal, sir, and welcome, Afzal. It's so glad. It's so nice to present this with you, and because we were in the same cohort and we share the same views. And every time I'm stuck into some technical issue, I always call up Afzal, and he's there to help me. So it's really nice to present with him. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just share my screen and start the presentation. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay. So as we know that the innovator application has been open for this year for the EMEA group, Europe, Middle East, and Africa group. Google Certified Innovator is all about bringing change into this global space of education. It's about joining a global community of passionate educators who have the same mindset as you, who are passionate about using technology into the classroom, who also face the same challenges that we face in our country, in our schools. They also want to solve big challenges, and they're also an advocate for impactful use of Google tools that we have been using in our classroom. Now the question comes why you should become a certified innovator. So let me tell you before I start, the nitty and gritty of all these things. Let me tell you, if you are an educator and if you are passionate about technology, then Google Certified Innovator is the right project for you. It's the right program which recognizes and which support educators like us who are excited to grow professionally, who want to bring about a change, and who want to innovate in their classroom, in their school, and in and around their local communities. Now, You must be wondering what is the process about it. We must have seen in different websites, on different videos, like what is the process for becoming a Google certified innovator. So for becoming a Google certified innovator, it's not compulsory that you have to be a trainer, because when I filled my application, I was not a Google trainer at that point of time. I had just done my Google certification of level 1 and level 2. So trainer is not compulsory for that. I know there are certain people who have this misconception that you need to be a trainer to become an innovator. So it's not compulsory. You just need to have level 1 certification and level 2 Google Certified Educator certification for that. Now, there are 4 steps for becoming a Google Certified Innovator. Step 1 is to find an academy in your region, as in people who can help you out, who can explain you the whole process of becoming a Google Certified Innovator. Second is to complete the required course and certification. So you have to complete the level 1 and level 2 certifications. The third step is to identify a challenge to solve in education. So you have to pick one project, one question you have to ask: how can I bring about a change in the system of education? What is one thing that bothers me the most? uh, what role do I play in bringing this change? So these are the questions that you can ask yourself, and then you have to start working your on your application or on your project in the same lines. So when I started filling out my application, let me tell you, Reshma ma'am was the one who was just asking me to fill that application. I was not prepared at all. I always thought that this is something I can never do. I'm really young and this is not for me, and my application will never ever be accepted. So I started working on my application just 2 days back. I sat down with a clear mind. I asked myself, what are the things that bother me the most when I am taking these online classes, or when I talk to the other teachers? What is one thing that troubles me the most? And then I realized that teacher training is something that is the need of the hour, and most of the teachers are not able to get a proper training. They are not able to get a proper framework that what they should learn, because it's all about tools. It's not about the proper use of those tools that the teachers are the teachers they know. So that was my question. And then I started writing and filling my application based on that. My video was also based on this particular question only. And then I had to apply it before the deadline which was given. So this time the deadline which is given is, I think, 16th of September. And so you have ample amount of time to think about your question, to think about what you want to share with the team. Those will be reviewing your application. How can you present yourself in front of them? Now, I'm sure there must be a lot of questions in your mind. So let me just take you to this page. So I've already answered what is a Certified Innovator Program, and I would request Afzal sir also, if you feel any any area that you would also like to add on. So please let me know, and we both can take up the questions. The first question here is, what is the Certified Innovator Program, which I've already answered. Now, what is the academy? So the best part about these academies are now they are completely online. Initially, we used to have them offline. So you need to attend, you need to go and attend it personally, like in the real situation. But now, because of COVID and the pandemic, the academies have become online, and it is very feasible because this course is of around 8 weeks. The academy, once your application is accepted, then you have to attend these trainings for like 2 hours on every Tuesdays and every week. Along with that, you also have 1 hour of code session which you need to attend. So earlier it used to be, the academy used to be for around 2 to 3 days, and you need to bear the cost of just going there and attending it and then coming back. But now it's completely online, and it is much more a rich experience. I felt that. Right, Afzal?
Exactly. And being online gives us a lot of freedom to be like doing this along with our work and our normal life schedules. The earlier program, I just shared a link with you in the chat box. If you can also go there and see about the earlier programs that were done. I think the whole innovator program first started off as Google Train Teacher Academy, Google Teacher Academy. Its first name was like that, and it started off in 2007, I guess, 2006. and it used to be in some one place or two place in an year, and if you are selected, you have to bear the cost and visa and the ticket and stay and all these headaches, and go there and be there for maybe up to a week, and participate in the program and get certified. So all these things have become much easier for us. We don't have to spend a single penny if we are selected, to be very true. And it's amazing course. Now Google is utilizing best of resources available to give us the training, especially on design thinking, and making us do the project. And to get that done, they are splitting us. How the last session was done was, the whole 62 of us were divided into many teams of 5 or 6, and one mentor was assigned to each team, and that mentor will take one session, which will be decided by the team, when to conduct, or in which week, in which time we all meet online. So the mentor is also given all the things to be shared during that session, and the whole thing felt like we are back to the school or college. So it was an amazing experience, and the mentor was also very helpful in helping us find out and go through this design thinking process, and getting us do the prototype. And then we presented a small session in which we taught about our problem as well as the solution that we are thinking about. And then the academy ended. But this program is not just for 8 weeks or those period. It is actually a 1-year program. So me and Ritika are actually still in this Innovator Academy program itself for VIA 21, and we are assigned. We are given a choice of mentors. So we had to select one mentor ourselves, and the mentor also should select us, and that's a one-to-one arrangement. And the mentor will be helping us complete the project, or will be overseeing how our progress is going and helping us with our their advisors. So that's the whole program in a nutshell. Ritika?
Yeah, true. So it's not that once your application is selected or you are accepted into this academy, it's done. You won't get the certificate, you won't get the badge until and unless you are a part of this training, which is there for 8 weeks, and then you're a part of this whole project thing which you want to take up. Okay. So yes, you need to be live in the sessions which are going to be on every Tuesday. Initially, it was a problem for me as well because I had certain restrictions in my school. So when I was accepted into this innovator course, I thought that I wouldn't be able to attend this academy. So then the innovator program, the person who was in charge of this, Andy, he was kind enough to provide a letter to my school that Ritika has been selected for this program, and kindly allow her to be a part of this training, so that she can bring some innovative ideas and she can bring about a change in the school system also. So my principal was kind enough, she allowed me to do this training, and every Tuesday I used to be there in my classroom. I used to have this time where I could also attend these training sessions along with Afzal and my team. Now, what is a regional academy? So, as a regional academy for the EMEA region, that's what we represent currently. They are accepting applications from Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and not for any other region as of now.
Ritika, can I just intervene?
Yeah, sure.
There are two programs open right now. One is EMEA, which is for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, as well as APAC for Asia Pacific and Australia. So that program is also open.
I missed that out. Sorry. Okay, so what language is the academy delivered in? So the courses are delivered mostly in English. The coaching session and the coach breakout sessions which you're going to get, they can be offered in local and in additional languages also. So for we people who were from India and from nearby neighboring countries, we had special language coach also. Our coach used to deliver in English. If there were people from Malaysia, there were people from Korea as well. So they had their coach who could speak in their language as well. So what do I need to apply? So you must pass the Google Certified Educator Level 1 and Level 2 exam before applying for Google Certified Innovator. The deadline is September 16th, 2022, as I mentioned. What are the costs involved? As Abdul mentioned, it's completely free of cost. It's a free professional development opportunity. So no hidden cost, nothing. You don't have to pay anything for that. And now you must be wondering, what are the criterias? Once I have submitted my application, my video, then what are the criterias that they are going to judge us? Like, what are the things that they want to see in our application? So these are the pointers. You can make a note of it or take a screenshot. Uh, the first one is the ability to impact a large number of educators. Your project should be of such a scale that it should be able to impact a large number of teachers or students, or any other part of learning community. Demonstrated innovative use of technology in school settings. It should have some innovative idea, it should have some creative skill involved. Then you should have a desire to collaborate with like-minded educators. You should be able to share your ideas with others. You should obviously have a passion for teaching and learning, which we all have, I'm sure. Next, you have to demonstrate the experience that you can lead the professional development courses. You can also lead this program. So leadership quality is a must. The next is the ability to overcome obstacles and solve problem. You have to think that yes, I can do it. So you need to have a positive mindset. And lastly, you need to have a personal spark. Again, I don't have to say this. We all have it, and that's the reason we all are here. Uh, the next question is, what if I am unable to attend a session? So if out of these 8 sessions, you're not able to attend at least let's say 1 or 2 sessions, then you need to mail it to the innovator program people, and then it's done, it's taken care of. They will send you the recordings of that particular session, and then you can see the recording later. um, Last question is, what is an innovation project and why is it required? So all certified innovators, like as Afzal mentioned, that we were a part of this VIA 21 group. So once we had graduated from this program, then we were supposed to take our project forward. We were given some time, we were given the help of a mentor. So each mentor was assigned to us, and then we are still working on our project that we were working on during the academy. Also, we are working closely with Google, and we need to implement, manage, and document the creative education projects that we are a part of. So each member has got a different project. Now we encourage innovators to collaborate on project with other innovators. So two people can collaborate together also. It's not that it has to be an individual project. Let's say I met Afzal and I liked his project, so I can collaborate with him also. I can also collaborate with other educators of my school. I can also collaborate with the students in their classroom. So let me just take you how to fill this application first. Let me take you through the procedure. So this is the
Sorry,
link.
Ritika.
Yeah.
Sorry, I would like to just intervene. There were a couple of questions. So if we can answer this from whatever information you gave, and then we can go forward.
Sure,
So,
ma'am. What's the question?
yeah, Chandan sir, you had a question?
You are muted.
Yes. I had asked, there was a APAC group and one more group. So I had applied for the APAC group for the innovator. So is it, the region is from India, right?
Yes, that's from India.
Okay. Yeah, so I applied on that group, APAC group.
Perfect. That's correct,
That's
sir.
all.
That's absolutely correct.
Okay, thank you.
So right now the application is only open to Asia Pacific and Europe, Middle East, so EMEA region. So it is not open for any other countries. So this is a great time to have some kind of innovative project and apply and get selected.
And just to add, there is the last date is different for the two academies. So be sure check out yourself on the last date. I'm not sure whether this is the same for APAC region. For EMEA, it's September 16, but please check for what's the last date for APAC region.
Yeah, that's true. But mostly it's around 16th or 17th of September only. But still, you just, log in, register for this program, innovator program, and then find out the last date as well. Okay, so having said that, Reshma ma'am, can you just share this link with all the educators out there?
Yes, I'll do that. I have the link with me.
Okay, perfect. So now if you go to this page, you'll find everything related to the innovation project, innovator project here. Just go down. Now there is this question why you should become a certified innovator, and below that you have this blue button which is, on which it is written apply now. Just click here. Now go down, and then you need to sign in with your Google account. So start your application. When you click here on sign in with Google, I'm gonna sign in with some different account.
So when you select the account, make sure it's your personal account.
Yes.
So that even if you change institutions, the certificate keeps with you. So make sure you have a generic account on your personal name, which you can utilize. And preferably, it should be the same email address with which you went for the certificate 1 and 2 level, educator level certifications.
Yeah, that's a good tip actually. Okay, so now I'm going to go to this new applicant section, start a new application because I'm applying it for the first time, let's say. Now, when you click here on start a new application, you have 4 sections. The first one is to register your personal details. The second one is to provide your organization information. The third one is your application details, which contain questions related to your project. And the last one is the confirmation. Now, before you start, this application, also side by side, I would suggest to start working on your video as well. So your video should contain information about you, like as an educator, what kind of experience do you have? How do you want to bring changes into the system of education? And it should also contain a glimpse of your project. So let's say my project was based on teacher training. So I had included portions of or question and the solution of how do I want to proceed with my project. So your video should be a little summary of you and your project. Now, once you fill in the personal information, you need to give your contact information and then hit on submit here. Then you have to provide information about your school, about your organization. After that, you will find some questions related to your project. Afzal, do you want to just take that up?
Yeah. So can you just scroll down?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So once you fill up your details, the next thing is about your project. And when you look at the problem, Google doesn't want you to solve the issue. You are not supposed to give a solution to Google. The whole Innovator Academy is about your attitude towards ability to find and empathize and try to find a solution. So you should be a problem solver, but when you are putting or the whole filling up this form, you are not supposed to give any kind of solution to the problem that you are playing here. So what you have to say is you have to be in that person's shoes, and you have to feel that empathy of the person whom you are finding the problem with. Like if you are saying that some students are having this kind of issue, so that's why I would like to find a solution for that, then you have to think from that student's perspective and find out and phrase the statements as per that.
Yeah, also I have just checked the deadline is 16th of September for APAC region. And now once you have filled the first page, it takes you to this page where you have 2 options of filling the trainer application and filling the innovator application. So let's just go to this APAC one, start your application here. Now you'll find the organization details here. So you have to enter your school name.
And the countries are also listed over there.
Sorry, Afzal?
The country list is out there. So check whether your country falls in that list.
So you can check the country list from there, and then you have to fill in the school name, you have to fill in the job title, you need to fill your school organization website, but this is not compulsory. So as you can see, this is not a required question here. Now you need to provide your mailing address. So you need to select the country, you need to provide the addresses, you need to provide the city, then state, and let me just fill it.
Yeah, a quick question from Chandan sir and Rushali ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, I will go first. I wanted to ask because I'm out of Cambodia since last 10 years, so I didn't go back. But I selected India because Cambodia is not on that list. So is that okay?
I think that should be okay because Afzal, you remember Imtiaz and Ashish sir were also a part of this from some different other
Yes,
country
yes.
also. Yeah.
That should not be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Vrushali ma'am has a question about what kind of problem or situation can we talk about? Yes, Vrushali ma'am.
So when you talk about the problem, uh, you can have any kind of problem. Like it should not be limited to the school boundaries. It can be any of your stakeholders, which can be parents, which can be students, which can be the community, which can be elders. Like one of the team members that we had was having a the problem statement was how we can help elders fix or find or with technology and help them learn this new technology and all those stuff. So that kind of problems are also accepted. And what Google looks at is the most local problem that you can represent. You are not supposed to like solve the global warming issue. So you go back and see what's the real issue with your school, with your class, and find out a good problem which you can represent and you can find a solution for. So that's how the whole thing looks at. And I have shared the link with link earlier in the chat box. You can actually go there and see all our problem and our video statements over there. So you can go to the cohorts and see what we all recorded in our application form. So you can actually go through a few of them and understand how you can frame your question and take the videos. And the biggest challenge that we had was the 3 minutes video, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah, and I
speak,
would
it
add
will
to
be
this
5
when
minutes.
you, Mhm. Yeah, I would just add to this when you actually see the videos and statements made by innovators, they are very overwhelming and आपको लगेगा कि I cannot ever do anything like this. But remember, when you actually start thinking about your own problem, ये बहुत सिंपल है कि हाउ कैन आई जो भी आपको चेंज लाना है तो मैं हाउ कैन आई do this change, and the only thing is like Afsal sir said, you don't have to give a solution, आपको question डालना है, and that is where the Innovator Academy will together your mentor will help you solve it.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to have all the knowledge. Only one step is enough. I mean, just a problem, and then how can you solve that problem, or how can you present that problem in terms of words and in that video. That is more important. And also, you need to have a balance, that whether you have the time and flexibility to commit to this program, because taking out 3 hours every week might take a toll on some people. They might not be able to do it. So you have to think about it before applying for this program, that I need to take out 3 hours per week. So that's the first question. Also, when you fill out the application details, the innovator program, they want this commitment from you that you'll be able to take out 3 hours per week, because 2 hours are for the online sessions that we have, and then 1 hour is for the mentor meetings. So if you feel that you can take out that much of time, so select the option of yes, then select the option of which country are you currently based in. Then please share the email that you registered, so you can provide your email ID here. Then the next question is, how did you hear about the program? So you can select the required option. Then what is the type of organization that you're currently working in? Then what is the job title or role? Then how much years of experience do you have in education? Then you need to submit your Twitter profile link if that's applicable, your LinkedIn profile, because they want to just check the kind of work that you have been doing. How passionate are you about your about education, about bringing this change? So you can share this. Then you need to write down, you need to describe the social media and content platforms you use, and explain the type of content that you share. So you need, because I'm sure that we all are part of this Twitter community, this LinkedIn community. We have been sharing things with each other, our colleagues, our students. So you just need to describe in 150 words or more than that. I think maximum is 150. Sorry, yeah, maximum is 150 words. So you need, in 150 words, you need to describe like what kind of content you share on these website, and this is a compulsory question. So think carefully. Think how can you make a change using these social websites. Then Now review all of the outlets you have a presence on. This could be Twitter followers or LinkedIn followers, and then you need to click on the number, like the sum of all the numbers, the people, those who follow you. Then tell us about another community you're a part of. How do you contribute to that community? So we all are a part of this GEG community. So we can mention about that. That like we are a part of this GEG thing, and then we share and we organize weekly trainings. We organize monthly trainings. We help each other out. Or maybe you must be having a PLC group in your school, so you can write about that as well.
So any community activity that you are having, you can just mention over there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see a good question from Rushali ma'am. She said, I am not very active on social media. Then how do I answer this question?
See, in somewhere or the other, she's a part of GG. I think she's a co-leader of GG, right, ma'am?
She's a leader of GEG.
Yes. So she can share about her GG experience. She can share that link of the GG website or maybe the GG Twitter profile, and then she can talk about that, right, Afzal?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not like they are going to verify whatever you are talking about and verify your claims and all. They are looking at your attitude basically on how far you can influence people online and offline. So that's what these two questions are more about.
So if you have a school community also, it's completely all right. You can share the work that you have done over there as well. Okay. Next, we have history of transformation. So, as participants in this cohort of educators who are working together to create and to share amazing things in education, they are looking for people who are advocate for change, who want to grow themselves, who want to become thought leaders. So now they want us to share a link to a piece of content that we have created and that you think has inspired change in others. So I don't have a blog, to be honest. I had shared a YouTube session that I had done with GG Pune and GG Ahmedabad. So I had shared my YouTube video only, but it's not necessary that you have to share a link, a blog or a like video link only. You can also share a poster or a simple infographic that you can create on Adobe or you can create on Canva. You can also make a PPT about something that you have created. So they want to see the kind of content that you create to help others out and to inspire others. Okay.
And if you don't have anything right now, you can create a small video on some tutorial material and post it over in YouTube, and you can also share that link. So it's not late. You can do it now also.
Exactly. Explain how this link above inspired change. So once you have created something, then you can write about how this thing that you had created, when you had shown it to others, what was their reaction about it? How did you implement it? Then how did other people responded to this change? And then how did you measure the outcome? So these are the 4 criteria that you need to think about. So your answer should contain all these answers, and that's the reason the maximum limit is of 500 words. So you need to write your answer strategically. I had, to be very honest, I had downloaded this Grammarly extension, and it used to help me and give me a lot of help also, that how can I use words and not write, because I am someone who writes long sentences. So it helped me a lot. Just a quick tip: you can also download Grammarly extension. And then you think about the answer, which contains all these 4 parts: how you came up with this idea, how you went about implementing the change, then how other people responded to it, and what was the outcome, and how did you measure it. So your answer should contain all these criterias.
And again, one more point is there. In looking back, what things would you do differently? So
Exactly.
instead of my opinion is, instead of writing answer like 1, 2, 3, 4, just write a paragraph which has got all these in that. Don't go for answer 1, answer 2 kind of response.
Correct. So answers should be written in paragraph ideally, and don't go for the point wise answers. Next, we have how do you keep up to date on trends in education and technology. So we all are a part of this GG group. We all have our PLN networks, and then we have this Twitter groups as well. So that's what I had shared when I had filled out this application. You can also write down about the articles or the magazines or the podcast, or you can write about the different types of groups that you're a part of or community that you're a part of. Okay.
And the YouTube group, YouTube channels you subscribe to with respect to education technology, and anything that you find online, which they can also verify. which adds to that point.
Exactly. Next one is describe the Google Workspace feature that you think will be added in 5 years that we won't be able to live without. So here we need to put our thinking caps on. We need to think about a feature that is going to be really essential for us in another 5 years, and we cannot be able to live without it. So just think about something like maybe in Google Meet and Google Calendar or any other Google tool that you use, and then you can write about that feature.
A tip from my side is look for something new that Google has come up with and write about its potential. So that also gives the people who read feeling like you are very much into the Google thing, and you know, or you understand the potential of these new things that are coming up. So for example, you can also say about the Google Spaces in which has appeared in Google Meet, Gmail, and the way it will be affecting us in the next 5 years, and how we can coordinate with that tool, and some kind of thing about the new tools if possible.
And that's an amazing suggestion also. Um, okay, the next question is why do you want to become a Google for Education Certified Innovator? Now comes the main question. Why do you want to become? And I'm sure we all have our answers. So now there is a like a thing that they have given us to think about. Imagine yourself 5 years after the Google for Education Certified Innovator Program. Explain how the opportunity changed your practice and the culture around you. So you have to imagine that your application is selected, and now it's been 5 years that you have become a certified innovator, and now you have to explain that how this opportunity changed your practice and how this culture had changed. So I'm sure there must be so many things that we can add over here. You can talk about that you became a part of people who had this leadership qualities. You met so many trainers. You met so many people who had this mentality, and then it's the best possible you can say opportunity that we get to meet 2000 educators from around 50 countries. So this is one of the biggest opportunity that a person can get, and a passionate educators like us can get. So you can talk about it, you can talk about how you think it is going to change your life, because it is a life-changing experience, to be honest. Next comes your challenge. So now here you have, yeah,
Excuse me on that.
yeah, sir.
Something that I came to know about from my mentor while doing the program is like Google now wants to find out people who are just coming for the sake of getting a badge. So that's one of the things why they have added this kind of a question. So many people actually come to the academy just to be an innovator, and that's it. They never think of completing the project and being part of the community anymore. They just want the badge. So this is a question actually trying to find out the attitude in us.
Yeah, that's true. Um, okay, so the next session is about your challenge. So when you're selected to participate in the innovator program, they will give you the opportunity to ideate, to think big, and to be a part of the design thinking program. So now you have to think about a problem, a challenge that you're currently experiencing in your surrounding, in your school, or maybe in the education setup that you have, and then you have to talk about why it matters. Why have you chosen this problem? So you need to write about it in maximum 3 words. Then the second question is you need to interview one person impacted by your challenge. So let's say my topic was about teacher training. So I talked about one of my colleagues because she was struggling with teacher training. So I interviewed her and I tried to understand her problem from her perspective. And then I mentioned her name and the questions that I had asked her in the paragraph format again. And the reason why I had chosen her, because I could see that she was a language teacher basically, and we don't have much tools for language because that's the mindset that we have. So I had designed my questions in such a way that I could interview her and I could write about her experience as a language teacher. So that was my question.
I would like to add a point here.
Yeah.
The whole these part, when you come to this region of the form, most things are revolving around the concept of design thinking. So if you are not familiar with design thinking, I have just shared a link in the chat box where you can just read about design thinking. Design thinking actually is finding a solution using some processes in which there are 5 main stages. So I will take just 5 minutes to go through them so that everyone is just bear with me. That this is something very important for the whole Innovator Academy. So first thing is you have to empathize with the person who is having this problem. So you think that you identified a problem, like Ritika ma'am just said, a language teacher was having some problem. So try to be in her seat and find out how she is having this problem, and this problem is affecting her performance and her teaching activities and everything around her. And then the second stage is to define that problem. So you have to put words which will describe how that problem is for that person, not for you, but that person. And then the third state is ideate, where you try to find out some kind of a solution and then prototype and then test it. And this is whole the whole design thinking process is about. But here the questions you have to read about these two things, empathize and define, because those are the things which are asked in that area of the application. So just go through it, read any material available on design thinking, and read through these two things, empathize and define. So if you are familiar with these two concepts, then the whatever comes after this becomes very easy for you to fill it up.
Yeah, that's important because when I became a part of this academy, for me, design thinking concept was quite new, and I got to learn a lot from there. But had I known design thinking beforehand, I think now that my answers would have been written in a better way. So you should go through design thinking, as Afzal said. The next one is, please fill out a point of view statement in the following format: name of teacher, student, parent, and then you have to is a dash, adjective, and noun. Then you have to mention this, who wants or needs outline because they value this. So your answer should be written in this particular format. And there's an example given here. Jose is a busy teacher who wants to eat healthier but does not want to feel like he's on a diet. So this is the name, okay? Then this is the adjective which defines the person, and then this is the want of that person, that he wants to become healthier, and then this one is the insight, okay? This one is the value. So your answer should also be designed in such way. There's another example given here. This is the person Samantha, who is an instructional coach who aspires. This is what she wants, and this is the struggle that she has right now. So like this, your sentence has to be framed, and you need to fill it here. Then what is one key insight about your challenge that you learned from talking to them? So once I had this conversation with the language teacher, what was one thing that I learned, and what was one insight that I got into my challenge? So I was thinking about teacher training, and now my training was involved had involved a project also which included the language teachers also. So I could empathize with her in a better way. I could understand that even language teachers, they need a better solution. So my project should involve a solution for her as well. Then we have, which element of transformation does your challenge most resonate with? So is it related to vision? Is it related to culture? Is it related to technology? Is it related to funding and sustainability? Is it related to community and engagement, or learning, or professional development? So you can choose the option that you think that your project resonates the most with. Then the next question we have, knowing now which of the 7 elements your challenge falls into, you have to frame your challenge with one, how might we? So we now have a clear idea about our problem, and now we have to think, how might we overcome this problem? So you have to finish your question, and there's an example given here. How might we make healthy eating more convenient inside for the adult user. So we are talking about the eating problem here, and similarly our statement has been designed in such way. So you also have to finish your question: how might we bring a better solution for the language teachers? How might we be more helpful for the language teachers? So like that you can also frame a how might we question for your problem.
Can I just
Yeah,
add
please.
something?
Yeah.
How might we is one of the most important part in design thinking process. So the word should be how might we, because it should not be how can I or how can we or how will we, because the whole process is iterative and it's not a fixed one. So you can always find a different solution, maybe you can evolve a solution. So that's why the question also will be like a very that's why the might word is used there. So that's very important when you learn about design thinking. And I have shared a few links in the chat box, so just copy it and share it. Keep it in a notepad so that you can go back and check it out later, and it will give you a very good idea of how you can frame your this HMW statements. So that's one of the very important part in design thinking, and when you fill up this form.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Afzal sir. Okay, so the next question is: do a quick Google search on your challenge. So I'm talking about teacher training here. That's my challenge. What solutions already exist out there? So I am not the only one who must have thought about teacher training. There are a lot of people, a lot of trainers, innovators who have already thought about this problem. So you have to look for other solutions which are already there, and why aren't they currently meeting the needs of your challenge? So now there are certain differences here. You can write about that the kind of Indian education system that I am talking about here. Uh, that's the reason we are not able to use those solutions in our current situation, or in our current school that we are working in. So you can talk about these things, that why that solution which is given by some other person is not working out in your condition, is or is not helpful for that particular language teacher that I am talking about. So here I had mentioned, like if I talk about my personal experience, I had mentioned the large number of students that we have in our classes. I had mentioned about the digital gap that we have, like most of the students at that point of time when I had filled my application, since online classes were going on, so most of the students were not having proper devices like internet connection. So I had talked about all those challenges, because of which the solution which was given by some other person was not working out for me. So similarly, think of something which you can list down, that this challenge is not working out because of this particular reason.
And from my side, what I will say is, like, don't go for the obvious issues like child security online, child safety online, because child safety online is a concern for everyone, so everyone knows about it, and there are also a lot of solutions for it. So look for a problem that, if possible, in your class, which you are trying to find a solution for. And what I had suggested for my innovator program was how we can find out patterns of internet usage in children, to find whether they are going out of the way, like for hacking and malware or virus and all this cryptocurrency, deep whatever, the bad side of the internet. If children are going into that kind of an area, how can we find out and we can intervene effectively? So that was my challenge. And they also told me not to be very specific about all these things, because when you talk about this dark web and all, people will be uh, eager enough to venture into that area and find out what that is. So I have to be like crossing the boundaries maximum that I am allowed to say. So that was the problem that I had framed, and that was selected. So don't go for the obvious problems like what I just said, like internet and the exposure, the effect of exposure to internet into our children and all those things. So that those are very obvious ones. So be specific and as localized as possible.
Yeah. So the whole idea is to think innovatively, and that's what Afzal is saying, that you need to, your problem should be something that you think that the other person is not going to think about. Okay, I know mine was teacher training, so we all have been training the teachers, but my project was mostly based on the like subjects like languages and all. For most, it was mostly based on a setup like rural education. So I felt that this was something which has not been spoken much, and that's the reason I had taken up that topic.
And
Now comes the
local language is something that Google is also very keen to address about local language
exactly.
issues and the local issues, especially rural area issues are very high on their list of this problem. So you can go in that way and find out a problem that suits you.
So something like अगर हम लोग if we just put it in a few words, so it is something that you see every day and you always say कि uh, काश ये ऐसा नहीं होता and it should have been something other than this and how can we make it? So like in a very small situation, just like Abdul sir said, it might not be a global issue जो solve करना है बहुत बड़ा, but you start with the small and be a change that you want to see around you.
The problem that I put exactly is like one of the teachers in a school was getting some harassing mails and communication from someone which she thought like was cyberbullying from some hacker and all. Then after some investigation we found that some 11th class 12th class children were playing with her. So that's that was my problem that I tried to explain. So it was so localized.
Yeah, even my partner Byron, in the like, he's from Malaysia, so his problem was that his students were not interested in chemistry. So it was a simple problem that he wanted to make them interested in chemistry. That was his issue. So you can pick out a very simple problem and you can present it innovatively. Think about ideas which revolve around it, and that can be your how might we question. Okay.
Another problem that one of our colleagues presented was how students who are coming back to the classes after this COVID are behaving and how we can make tools so that they behave normally in the classroom, or these kinds of questions were there. So look for the kind of situation that are there currently and the local issues that you face. So that will give more traction towards your question.
Exactly. And Afzal, you remember there was Radhika in our group and she was into this leadership position basically. So her problem was how can we manage the students' data properly? So her problem was completely different from ours. Her issue was that she wanted to manage because she was into this leadership position and there is so much data that we have to store for each and every student, for each and every class teacher. So she wanted a better platform to store all this data effectively. So that was her issue. I
And
mean,
Ashish was having an issue with the management
yeah.
and teachers. So he was trying to find a solution for the issue between the teacher community and the management. So it can be anything.
Yes. Okay, so now comes the most important part, which is 90-second video, and it has to be public. It has to be an unlisted YouTube link. So roughly 30 seconds should be gone in introducing yourself as an innovator, and 60 seconds should be gone in articulating your challenge description. What was the challenge? Then how do you think we can solve this challenge, and what will happen once you become a part of this academy? So all these parts you can include in your video, which is going to be for 90 seconds. So make sure this does not go beyond 90 seconds. It can be 89 seconds, 88 seconds, but should not be more than 90 seconds. And then you need to enter the link of that YouTube video here.
And that is going to be the greatest challenge that you are going to face.
Exactly.
Because even when you tell your name properly, maybe 60 seconds will be gone. So you have to frame and if needed, just edit your video and cut the spaces in between. Use a online tool or a video tool or get help from someone and record your question as small as possible, and then find out how you can just trim out all these blank spaces or the empty seconds that went by in that video and make it a smooth video as much as possible.
Exactly, because when we start making a video, there are so many things that we want to include. So my video was always around 1 minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, because I wanted to include this and that, and then bringing it down to 90 seconds. It was it was more than 1 minute and 30 seconds. It used to be around 2 minutes, and bringing it down to 1 minute and 30 seconds was seriously a challenge for me, and there was no extension that I could download.
The first experience I had is like I wrote a very small description and talked about it, and then saw that it's 5 minutes. So it was like heartbreaking. How can I bring it smaller than that?
Exactly. No,
And
I
we are
actually
all
asked this-
teachers, so we are used to talking more than required.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now comes the last part of this application where you have to give the referral's full name and referral's email ID. So you can give mine or you can give Afzal's email ID and full name here. And then you need to click on continue.
And
The
that's not
last,
mandatory also. That's not mandatory.
yeah, that's not mandatory. So now comes the last part, which is confirmation. So this portion was the most important one. So registration is still easy. Organization part is still easy because you just need to fill out the organization details. The third part, which is the application detail, is the most important one along with the videos. Apart from this, I will also share the link of the playlist. So this is a playlist which was really, really helpful for me. I'll just, Reshma, I think you have the link for this video, right?
I
This
think, or
playlist.
yeah, if you can just paste it in the
Yes,
chat, that would be
I'll do that. So this playlist is really very helpful, and just go through all the videos which are available over there, and you'll get a fair idea that how can you also design your video, how can you also play your videos. And this was my video, so you can go through this as well. This was the video that I had created. So this was my video. Okay.
And
So
then we
once
have a
the-
question from
Mhm.
Harpreet. If
Okay.
we can take up that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for the lovely information. I was scared I hadn't opened the form also until now. So that was really helpful.
Yes.
My questions are there are two questions. First of all, the question that we have to frame, how might we? Is there a word limit to it when we bring it to writing? Maybe I missed that part.
I'll just check it.
And second question, while you're checking, for the video, I
Mm-hmm.
saw many videos which are very fancy. You've got India coming in, and then straight away. I'm not that tech savvy, I would say. Honestly, I can record myself, I can record the screen, but doing that would take a lot of time. And now the school is about to open. I think it's the wrong time to start the application with just 26 days as it shows. So, just a normal video of me speaking, will that give some less advantage as compared to people who are putting in more creative videos?
Ma'am, if you see my video now, I had created this in 2 days only, and I'm not so good in creating videos and all. So if you see mine, even I had just included information about me, and I'm not even speaking in that video. And my video is not there basically. So it was just a presentation that I had made. I had recorded it, and then I had added my audio there. But yes, it's completely all right if it's not fancy. It should have all the important elements like introduction about you, about your project, and what will happen once your application is selected. So how are you, like, why should they make you the Google Certified Innovator? That question should be answered. Like uh, how will you work as an innovator? So that is the question.
Okay.
And regarding this how might we question, I don't think there's any limit. There's nothing mentioned over here. They've just given an example. So I don't think we can make it really long because it's just one question that we have to frame,
Yeah.
but there's no word limit given as such.
And Harpreet ma'am, some tips from my side. Try to record it in your mobile phone back camera, because that gives a very good clarity video, as well as the audio might be much better than the normal computer audio.
Okay.
So find out some nice place where the noise is much less, and just record it with ample light and sound. No effects or others are required. Just record with your mobile phone, and then use a tool like vvideo or some online editing tool where you can just skip out all these spaces, blank spaces if you require, and just uh, make the video and then post it. That's it.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you very much. Because
Don't think about the gaps and all.
my previous videos have been made all at night. So I remember the GCT one was 3 minutes, and I started at around 1. I finished cutting down like Afzal sir said. It took until 4 o'clock in the morning, and the last take, because we are in a zone where every few seconds there's an airplane going by. We are very close to the airport. So, and the last one, when it was almost done, the dog started barking. So,
Yeah.
but then it was a 4 o'clock video. So, yeah, I will look for a
I
time.
did all my video editing in VVideo, and VVideo has got some nice text graphics also. So your name can come just revolving around, and all those
great.
effects can be added. So it's also free, I think, for all trainers. So you can use
Yeah,
it.
and yeah, there are a lot of educators in our group also. So Harpreet, anytime you need help with editing or putting the things together, just feel free to reach out to anybody of us or other educators who are really quick in doing that and
And
expert
I
in that,
think
and will
Vibha
help
is
you.
very good in editing. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then
Sure.
there is one more question from Vushali ma'am, that does it have to be unique ideas? Just like you said, she was also thinking about language teachers. But since you have already told about this kind of innovative project, can she repeat it?
Yeah, she can, because to be very honest, in our academy, we were around 81 educators who were selected from the SEPAC region, and I think around 30 to 40% were having this teacher training idea only. So yes, our projects can be saved, and that's how when they make these breakout sessions, they put the teachers or the educators who have the same idea. So that's the reason Byron, like, who was working on this chemistry project, and I was. Paired up together, because my problem was based on language teachers and the remote education and all that, and his problem was also based on something like, to make the students interested into it, so teacher training basically. So that's how we were paired up. And I found that most of the teachers, they had the same idea, like they were also working on teacher training only. So it's not that your idea has to be completely unique, it's just that it has to be a local problem that you see in your day-to-day life. It has to come from the heart, like the superficial words, and nothing is required as such. It has to be a simple plain problem, and they just want to see your desire, your passion about becoming an innovator, to be very honest.
And Vrishali ma'am, I just shared a link in the chat. This is about VIA 21, in which you can see all the Indian names and you can see the videos over there. So there is no playlist. All the videos, you can just go inside and see all the videos there.
Yeah, so once you take up this, fill up this application, it will take some time. You'll receive an email. This is really very important. So, how the results will be announced, you'll receive an email once you get selected. Okay. And then the first session is all about introduction. They welcome you to this academy. Then they divide you into groups. Okay. So, we had around 11 to 12 groups, and I, like Afzal and I, as you can see, were a part of group number 2, and Rashmi ma'am was our mentor. So we used to have 2 hours of training with the, coaches, and then 1 hour of training with Rashmi ma'am every Friday. And look, so each one of us, among all these 6 members, we had different projects. So Sanchita ma'am's project was something related to, as Afzal sir mentioned, that her project was related to students coming back after the pandemic. Radhika's project was based on data. Afzal's project was based on cybersecurity. Vibha's project was based on training the old age people, and Ashish problem was based on the management basically, and my problem was about teacher training. So you can see that different people were grouped together with different projects, and we had the same ideologies, we were working in the same Indian context, so we could relate with each other. And that's how I met these amazing people. I was always a fan of Vibha, I was always a fan of Sanchita and Afzal, and I got to meet them for the first time, and I got friends for life, I can say that. So this is, I just wanted to share a snippet of our code session. So this is how our code session used to go. We used to have a lot of fun. We used to talk about challenges. We used to talk about not just our project, we used to talk about each other's project also. And it is not necessary that the question that you are thinking right now, you have to take that forward till the end. It's not necessary, because once you start working on it, you realize that there are problems deeper than your question. There are problems which need to be answered before you answer your problem. So you can change your project, you can change your question at any point of time, so it's completely all right.
Sorry, Ritika, a very stupid question at this point. Who took this picture? Because everybody is holding hands like this.
So it was Vibha. She had this extension, Google Chrome extension, and then she had this timer.
Timer on.
Yeah,
Okay.
All pictures goes to Vibha.
yeah. All credit. Every time, like this was a tradition that after every session we used to make a pose and then click pictures.
Something will be there.
Yeah. So trust me, we
Nice,
used to have
excellent.
loads of fun. Okay, so as I mentioned, this was my prototype. I mean, we had to design a prototype. So when we were working on the session, I created this digital slide. This was my project's name, which is Digital Action Plan. I started working on it. Then these are the pointers which I wanted. I wanted to create a discussion forum for the teachers. I wanted to give them timelines. I wanted to create class website. Then this was the rough layout which I wanted to create, and these are the slides based on each and every feature that I wanted to include. So I basically thought that I'll create a Google website, like a Google site, and this site will be for all the teachers for my school. Basically, my idea was to start with my school, and then I had included all the platforms like the event calendar, the resources, the tutorials, the digital action leaders, and term plan. And as you can see, I'm still working on it. I'm not yet done with my website, to be very honest, because there's so many things that keeps on changing, so many things that I'm still working on, and so many ideas. They keep on coming, and I think that okay, I should take this up. I should drop this idea. So I'm still working on my project. There's no deadline as such that I have to finish it within 1 month only. I have to finish it within 3 months. And trust me, the people, the kind of connections that I have made, Rashmi ma'am is my mentor for the whole year. We have monthly meetings. I show her all the progress that I have made in my project, and she guides me. She tells me where am I going wrong, how can I make it better. So I know that there is someone to guide me at each step, and that's a blessing to have a person like this.
For me, I selected my topic was more of a technical issue, and I found that one person, Samuel Lindet from Spain, is also a very techie person, and we could actually choose, give options, like 3 options can be given. And my first choice was our ma'am, but she was already taken by Ritika. So Samuel actually accepted my proposal, and we had an initial talk, and we were in page, so we both accepted each other. And Samuel is an amazing mentor. He also, being a technical person, like, he also gives me a lot of technical tips on how things can be solved. And my innovator program is like 40%, 50% cooked up, and I believe I can complete it on time, but a lot of things to have to be done. But still, being a mentor, he gives us a lot of energy. Like, even if we are like we cannot do it, they will just pump up a lot of energy and like say like, let's go with it. And he always says like, this is not your bread and butter, and you have a lot of job other than this, so focus on that, and uh, give this only whenever you find time, or just find some time for it and then only do it. And if you don't get time, it's perfectly fine to postpone it. And there are some projects which are going years and still working on it. So it's not like, although it's, they suggest it to be completed within 1 year, they also say that there are projects which go for 3 years, 4 year projects are also there. In the link that I had shared, innovator projects page, you can go to the last one, which is the innovator projects, where they are listing all the projects that were completed by the innovators. So you can go there and see how people actually work with it and came to a solution. So
Yes,
hopefully our
it's not
solution.
a result of just 1 year. It's not a result of just 1 month. I mean, so many people are working on different projects. They're not only working individually, but they can also work in groups together. And uh, you create your own personal learning network. There are so many people to help you out who have already passed the stage and who are already facing same challenges as you. So you meet different people, you get to know so many things from them, and it is an amazing experience. It's a life-changing experience, to be honest. So this is how my mentor for the whole year is Rashmi ma'am, as I mentioned. And once you complete this 8 week program into this academy, then you receive the innovator certificate, the badges, and then you start receiving the extra perks that we get once we become a trainer and an innovator. And As you can see, all the 81 people with the coaches and with the mentors, we used to attend all these sessions every week. We used to look forward to them, and you won't believe that I never realized that it's going to be 2 hours long. It used to be like, the time used to just pass away, and it was just about learning, complete learning. And I realized that as an educator, exactly do I want to solve? What are the problems and areas that I need to work upon? So it's not just 8 weeks program, it goes lifelong with you.
And
So
these programs were not just tutoring or telling about all this. There were singing competitions. There were like many other creative activities, like the breathing exercise that they taught us, and many exciting things were there in this program.
yeah. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll be really glad if you take up this challenge of becoming a Google Certified Innovator, which is life changing.
So indeed, a very rewarding session, Ritika and Afzal. Lot of information shared. I think we need to revisit this entire video. Trying when we are applying for this innovator program, we need to revisit this video, that whatever you have said for particular sections, you have to keep in that thing in mind. One typical question I was having, that I had applied as well for VIA 21, but I wasn't selected for anything. But my present application says it is still in review. So what will consider? Is it rejected, or it can be accepted this time? How do we take it?
They won't communicate anything other than if you are selected, they will say that you are selected. So no other communication will come from them, and they will also won't tell you how many people are applying for it or any progress on the application. In one of the reviews, they said there are 3 levels of selection at their side. So 3 mentors will be looking at your application and will be ranking it as per their criteria. And only if you are selected, you will get an email saying that this such a program is there, and are you willing to give so much time for the program. If you are not ready to give or willing to give the program, the time to the program, then you can say that sorry, I cannot do that, and then they will find another person. So a few people will get like that from the waiting list also. So that's the only thing, and it will happen only after the last date of submission.
Yeah, so Vishal sir, if you had applied it earlier and it says it is under review, I think you should just send an email to Andrew Caffrey. I'll share that email address with you because he's the innovator lead, and he should be able to let you know that why it shows
I
review
already
and
inquired
should you
with the
apply.
official email ID, like info at this Innovators Academy, but I still haven't received any answer from them. So if you got any personal email ID for the person in charge.
Andrew Caffrey is the innovator group lead who trains and has the leader. So send him a personal email. Probably he will be able to look into it quickly than the whole group.
Do share the email, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. And
Yes,
we have another question.
Yeah, Sumedha ma'am is having a question.
Yes, sir. My question is that if we are not able to attend these sessions since it is 1 p.m. as per the Indian Standard Time, and maybe the school doesn't allow us to leave our classes and attend this program because it is for our own personal growth. So, is there any alternative that any other timing for the session is provided, or we are not allowed to participate?
No, any other alternate timing is not allowed. But basically, the kind of letter that they write, honestly, ma'am, it's a 4-paragraph letter, and it contains all the amazing things about you. So when I had shown it to my coordinator, she didn't allow. But when I had shown it to my principal and she asked about my project and what good things I'm learning in that academy, so instantly she allowed me to be a part of it. So that letter is really very effective. But there's no other alternate option to that. That's the reason they have given this question, like whether you'll be able to attend and commit for all those 3 hours in a week or not.
But
So,
that time, the time that they mentioned is for our program. So it could vary with in the next academy. So
so for
you
us
can
it was 11 to 1 p.m. 1 a.m.
yeah, you can
1 noon.
Okay. So if any one of you can put this request forward, that if they can keep it little in the mid afternoon, like 3 p.m., so that will be really great. Those who are already involved in the innovative program.
They are
Because,
actually looking at a time which is comfortable across Japan to India.
okay,
So that's
Wow.
why it could be, but that's only for the 2 hour session from Google. And the one hour session that we are having with the mentor, we can have a talk with our mentor and fix it at any time.
yes, yes. Because the thing is that my school is a Microsoft showcase school. So I am a little apprehensive if they allow me for a Google program, leaving the classes and doing this. So this is my apprehension.
But
So
Sumita ma'am, I would suggest do not think that you cannot apply because you might not be able to attend. I will recommend that apply it and keep manifesting that everything will work fine or ho jayega.
okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Have a
Dr. Nirav
positive,
is
yeah.
having a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Just one thing, like there is no link between Google Innovator and Google Certified Teacher Trainer, right? There is like
Not
if
as
someone
such,
has a
because
clear just Google level 1 and 2, they can apply for Google Innovator.
that's what I did, sir. So after I became innovator, after that I applied for trainer. So I became a trainer after becoming an innovator, to be honest.
Oh,
So many people do like that. Even Ashish was like that.
acha. And do they open up this innovator application in specific period of time, or it is a open for the like throughout the year, or it is a specific time? Because I heard that it is only open for up till 16th September.
Yes. It's only open till 16 September, sir. So it's only for a specific time.
So every year it opens up once in a year. So this time it is open now. So till 16th you can apply for it.
And it is not like in this specific month they open up, or it is every year it is a different month.
Every year it's a different month.
Yeah.
Okay, it is not like every August they will open up and they close in the month of
No,
September.
no, that's not that's not the case. That will depend upon how mentors are available for the innovator program.
Yeah. So because we have been waiting to have this application open for our region, abhi tak, because I'm in the US, it is not yet open, so I'm not able to apply. But if it is open to your specific region, this is the time for your application. So I'm so sorry, but we are exceeding a lot of our time limit, and our educators are requesting if they can leave the session because it's evening time. So any question that you have after this, feel free to email anybody of us, and we will forward it to Ritika, Mohammed sir, as well as any other educators who are involved with the innovator program. Feel free to join our GEGs so that you stay connected. And I would say give my thanks to Afzal sir as well as Ritika for sharing so much information and the insight, because they are a part of it. So we would have only shared what is written, but they have shared what they have experienced. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. And yes, Smita ma'am, you're right. There's going to be another session on 6th of September by the VI Academy. So if you haven't registered, there is a link to it. I think Reshma, let us share the recording and such links along with the email that we're going to share afterwards.
Yes, I have already copied down all the links shared by Ritika and Afzal sir, and I will share it in our email when I send the recording along with it.
No problem. No problem. Fine. So thank you everyone for joining today's session, and many thanks to Ritika and Afzal sir for guiding us for the innovator program, and wish you all the very best if you're applying.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.